Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Xiongnu Campaign. I have to apologize, I'm a little bit under the weather, or almost under the weather, as I do this recording session. I also am starting things off on a bit of a bad foot because I accidentally recorded a couple of minutes with my microphone not working at all. I mean, it's probably better for it not to work, given my voice probably sounds a little scratchy, but whatever the case, basically what you missed in those couple minutes of silent gameplay was I went ahead and I clicked the colonize Xiongnu button, and I kind of explained my reasoning for doing it now at this point. Basically, this modifier we just got from that increases pop growth by 0.04% for 10 years. So I went ahead and I grabbed that now because we're going to be in a period of peacetime for a little bit here. Now, the reason for that is because our aggressive expansion is very, very high thanks to our recent series of wars back-to-back. And we're going to need to deal with this. This is basically not something we can just leave around. And we certainly can't go to war with Wusun quite yet. Wusun does have themselves an alliance with Jushi, but they also have a pretty sizable defensive league, which includes Dongqiemi, Jushi, and Jiqiemi. So basically everybody that borders Yueshi or almost borders myself would be involved in that war. This is a very good war, incidentally, because of these allies, to happen right before the Yueshi War, as this also takes out Yueshi's allies and partners that would be in that war as well. So that's kind of handy, and it does give us a pretty nice border sort of staging area for our war with Yueshi to come in from this direction as well. Whatever the case, though, we certainly couldn't finish this war and stay below 50 AE, and the game does let you know that 50 AE is a threshold for severe penalties. I actually don't remember offhand what the penalties are, and I don't know what they would be in Terra Indomita, but I'm assuming they're pretty bad. So we're going to go ahead and take a couple years of peacetime, definitely until 465, possibly until 470. I don't want to wait too long. Jisoo is 28 at the moment. I want to make sure I'm enjoying his capabilities while he's younger, but he does have a long life ahead of him, and there's no huge rush right now. We can also build up our manpower. I do think that 6.1k is not the full maximum. I think we're going to see the number go up once we hit the end of the month when that gets recalculated. I guess we'll see in a bit what we get. Now, we also need our stability to increase. We're down at only about 21 stability. We did do that law change last time to get an additional monthly stab change, which is quite handy. And also, on top of that, our PI is a little low at the moment. One thing we're definitely going to do is use our PI once we get enough of it to change our diplomatic stance finally. Now, at the moment, we're on neutral stance, which is less than helpful as we don't even have a single ally, and this gives us one additional ally on top of that, so we could have 2 allies if we want. We have 0 at the moment. Let's talk for a second about the actual stances in this game, because I haven't talked about this yet. This is something that's been modified by the mod quite a bit, and so there's a couple new stances available to us, but I'll first talk about the stances from the base game and just note what they are so that we get a full comparison of all the different options here. Right, so neutral stance works the way that you think it does, adds one additional diplomatic relation on top of the number that you get based on your power status. As a regional power, we're getting 1 by default, and then 1 more from neutral stance. Appeasing stance works pretty similarly to what I remember, gives you a 20% increased aggressive expansion decay, reduces the cost of improving relations by 25%, makes your allies like you more, and makes everyone within range like you a little bit more. So this is a pretty strong contender for the stance we switch into to help with that AE decay, but we'll see what other options we have as well before we decide for sure. Mercantile stance works the same as you would expect, 25% national commerce income, very, very powerful, and for our purposes later in the game, this will supercharge our economy with our export economy we're going to likely have, thanks to being a widespread nation, as we will be. But the other advantage of mercantile stance is, of course, the surprisingly large diplomatic benefit of plus 20 to those within range and plus 30 to those within range that are also running mercantile stance. Definitely a fairly overpowered stance, in my opinion. I don't think I've ever run any stance other than mercantile once I was in a position to switch stances in all my previous campaigns. Bellicose stance reduces AE impact, so if we had had this going before that peace deal, this would have saved us on a couple points of AE, most likely. Increases claim fabrication speed and reduces war score cost, so pretty good stance for those, for when you're in a warlike situation. Reduces the opinion of neighbors by 20 and of others within range by 10. Neighbors, by the way, is a technical term the game uses to mean people that border you. If you ever watched the first episode of my Monopoly campaign, I talked actually quite a bit about what the word neighbors means in the game's code because of how that campaign worked. So, fun fact about that. And the last vanilla stance that we're going to look at here, domineering stance, increases integration speed and loyalty of subjects and opinion of subjects. So if you're really trying to play the vassal integration game, this is handy for that. Let's talk about the stances added in by the mods we're using. Cooperative stance increases dip rep by 2 and reduces the costs of gift sending. Now remember that improving relations and sending a gift are two different interactions. Improving relations has a, I believe, small upfront cost, and then it kind of happens over a long time. And sending a gift has a bigger upfront cost, and it happens... Maybe I'm getting them mixed up, actually. Let me actually verify what exactly I'm talking about here. I am, in theory, the expert. Let me look at Yuichi as an example. Okay, yeah, this makes much more sense. Sending a gift is a small upfront cost with a small upfront benefit. Improving relations is a big upfront cost with a big long-term benefit. So that's the distinction there. Glad to clear that up. Let me go back over here. What am I looking at here? Neutral stance. Right, so that's cooperative stance. This is okay, but I don't think this is better than appeasing stance for our current needs. Domination stance is interesting. This gives us, let's see here. Yeah, here's the thing. Okay, so this reduces our dip rep by 5, which is pretty punishing. Also makes all nations have minus 100 opinion of us, but we get some outrageous bonuses. Minus 5% war score cost, 2.50% monthly military experience is actually quite good, and of course, 100% reduction to the stability cost of no Casus Belli wars. This is a pretty interesting option for maybe later in the game. Maybe once we're a step empire and truly untouchable, this might be an interesting route we could go in the campaign if we really just want to go crazy. That being said, even if this speeds up going to war, the actual process of wars isn't helped that much by this. Sure, like the war score cost goes down a little bit, but you know, the logistics of a war when you're dealing with multiple enemies are still going to be the case. So this looks really strong, but it does have its limitations. It just makes it a little easier to play with no Casus Belli wars, which in this game, very, very punishing. Every Paradox strategy game has a different approach to this idea of no CB wars. And in this game, I think the punishments for doing them routinely are pretty severe, so this makes it a little bit more possible if you want to play like that. Lastly, Supremacist Stance is the one that I'm the most interested in this campaign for later on, once we're no longer in the AE situation that we're in, because it increases pop assimilation speed by 5% across your nation, and additionally, every year with the stance, there's a 75% chance one pop in the capital region assimilates just automatically. I can't begin to overstate how strong this is for a assimilation style campaign, which is what we're going to be doing in this campaign. This is very, very good, especially if you micromanage and you pay attention to which pop is being assimilated and you're moving pops around. And while we're in the tribal stage, we can move tribes of it around and take advantage of it in that regard. So far, we've been using our PI basically as much as possible for all of our other needs. But once we're no longer in the situation that we're in with aggressive expansion, I will probably be switching to Supremacist Stance and staying in it while there's assimilation needs, particularly while we're still dealing with same religion population. We're already starting to deal with different culture group population, but we'll see how long this can be good for. We may switch between Supremacist Stance and Mercantile Stance. I think switching pops to my integrated culture, my native culture, is actually more important and a higher priority than getting more commerce income, in my opinion, but because this will affect manpower, whereas commerce income just affects income, and I think manpower is more important. But whatever the case, Supremacist Stance will see some use in this campaign, to be sure. I also went ahead and I changed the audio settings in the game a little bit, so hopefully things are balanced a bit better. It's very, very hard for me to hear the game, but in the recording it's going to sound, I think, a little better balanced, and I'm not drowned out by the music quite as much. So we'll see how it turns out in the actual recording later on. Alright, with all that being done, let's go ahead, make sure that this is all set right. It is. Now, before I resume, I was going to use the money that I just made from selling those nobles to try to colonize some of this stuff. And I think I at least want to colonize up here to get the mission to annex Dingling under control. This gives me some loyalty in Dingling and some popularity for my chief. And incidentally, it would also allow me to get Triumph in Mobei, which I think actually would be quite good, because this will make Longcheng a city at the moment, and that is in fact my capital. So I do want to take advantage of this, get that free city in Longcheng. I can actually do this right now, so we should probably do this right now. We should prioritize this. Getting a free city as a tribe like ourselves would be quite handy, and a big bonus for Longcheng as well for 10 years. So we should have enough population in the area to pull this off. Let's see what we need here. We need 8 pops. Oh, actually, hold on. South, from where? Southwest, east. East Bahai. Here's East Bahai. So over the water counts as well. And then also Baykalsk. That's actually pretty handy. So the water, you're able to do it over the water. That's really good, actually. So I can move just a bunch of population into one of these spots and then do it from there. So let's do it like that, actually. So we need 8 in total. So let's move people into Baykalsk. All right. Let's see if we can find enough. Egengol. Yeah, we can move people from Egengol. Where's Egengol? It's around here somewhere. The name is very familiar. Oh, here it is. It's right there. Okay. Okay, let's move some people over here. We need to move tribesmen. Actually, do we need to move tribesmen? I don't... Actually, no, we just need to move population. We just need to move the right culture population. We need to move Xiongnu population. Okay, so let's move 3 Hu Xiongnu. And then another one. We're at 6 now. Then move 1, 2. It's not integrated. What's the issue? Oh, I was moving Dinglings. Oh, shoot. Okay. I literally just said I need to move... I literally just made the comment I need to move Xiongnu's, and I was moving Dinglings around. I'm feeling like a Dingling right about now. All right, let's move some of these Dinglings out of here, because they're going to clog up my integrated culture thing. Move some Dinglings out of Baykalsk. Let's see here. Where are we at now? We're at 5. Let's move 2 more, just to be safe. Okay. All right, there we go. So we got... need to move... Let's see, so this should be enough once I get the majority locally. So I'm going to need... We're at 3. I'm going to need 5. I need to move 5 Dinglings in here from somewhere. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. I'm glad that popped up. 4, 5, 6. Dominant culture. Surely the dominant culture here is... What? Wait, hold on. What am I doing? Am I moving Dinglings? I thought I was just moving Xiongnu. Am I losing it? What is happening right now? These are all Dinglings. I think I'm literally having like a mental breakdown. Like, I don't know how to explain this. Wow, I need to watch that footage back, because I am sure I was moving Xiongnu. Let me know in the comments if my mental health is collapsing. Okay, well, that's bizarre. Yeah, these are all Dinglings. Okay, that's weird. I'm going to move these guys out of the way. Okay, I'm going to focus up here and not mess around with this anymore. Okay, first, you know what? Okay, first things first, we're going to move Xiongnu into this place. I literally must have been selecting Dinglings and I just wasn't paying attention. I don't know how to explain this right. Every Xiongnu that I can find that I'm able to move, I'll move over. Okay, we're up to 3. We need 5 total. We need to move all the other people out. All right, let's move into Egengol people from other locations. So any Xiongnu that's not from Baykalsk will move over here. Yeah, this is a good spot. Actually, no, hold on. Yeah, this is a good spot because it borders two areas. Actually, it borders 3 areas. So Xiongnu, 1, 2. Oh, that's from Baikhalsk. Whoops. 3, and then move them all into Baikhalsk. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Egengol. I'll move a Dingling from Baikhalsk. Baikhalsk, Dingling. And she'll move. There we go. Okay, holy moly. Wow, I used a lot of my money just moving people around for no reason. I don't know how to explain that, folks. I need to watch that footage back, because I literally was sure that I was looking at Xiongnu population. It's been a long day. I'm playing after a full day of work. I'm completely wiped out. Probably not the best mind state to be playing this game in, but here we are. We're living with our choices. Alright. So we can colonize up here as well. I guess we'll do it like this. These are all dinglings down here. What are we down to? I think we need to move one more dingling in here. I guess we probably move it from Elga as well, ironically enough. Or move one Xiongnu, not one dingling. Okay, I need to wait. Oh, I need to move them to a different spot. Or wait. Okay, I'll move everyone over to East Bahai from Baikhalsk. Move a dingling here. Okay, I just made all this money from the war, now we're spending it all. But it's for a good cause, it's to get our city. Alright, move all of the Xiongnu, not move the dinglings. I feel like maybe like all these people that I've just conquered, they've placed some sort of curse on me, you know? They've like prayed to their... I guess we're all the same religion. They prayed to our common god to place a curse on me, to mix up Xiongnu's and dinglings. What a terrible fate that I face. Alright, move all the Xiongnu... No! Okay, in fairness, it's moving them around in the menu, so that might be what's going on here as well. Yeah, look at that. Look at that perfidious... Oh my god, I gotta watch this real carefully. Here we go. Alright. You colonize. Now what do we need here? I'm gonna move everybody over to South Bahai. Hold on. Make sure this is... Alright. Move pops over to South Bahai. Any Xiongnu I can find. Oh, there's one Xiongnu here already. That's a good start. Ah, look at that. It's trying to trick me. Can't get me now. I will not be caught off guard. Not anymore. Here we go. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, finally. That was way more complicated than it needed to be. All right, Annex Dingling. Loyalty in Dingling, very good. We are working on assimilation. How is that going, by the way? Will you pop info? It's, you know, it's going. It's, you know, around 0.75, 0.1. Oh, over here it's really fast. Alright, that's pretty good. Annex Dingling, let's do it. And then we can now get Triumph in Mobei. Now, critically, this doesn't actually end the mission by doing this. So we could still go for Conquer Huji, which would just require getting this stuff. And yeah, although there is much more Mobei to deal with, or at least a little bit more Mobei to deal with, this would complete the mission tree of Matter of Mobei, which could be handy. We could actually get a claim on Wusun from a perhaps mission tree to go into this region down here, Jiu. I guess we'll have to see what options we get in terms of different mission trees. But I think we should do this. The question is, are we ready for Longcheng to become a city? Or Plains River? It's actually already got like a noble, it's got citizens, freemen. Yeah, it's kind of looking like a city. Yeah. Also, the Chile horde is over here attacking Guyana. Very funny. I think we go for it. Let's make Longcheng a city. Longcheng gets a pretty good modifier for 10 years. Also, one marshal on Jizu. That's actually quite good. So let's do this now, even though we're going to be in a peacetime for quite a while here. Triumph in Mobei. The coming of the city of Longcheng. Our extension of new privileges and investments into the local infrastructure have seen Longcheng grow from relative humility into a true Xiongnu city. Well, it still has some way to go before it can rival the great cities of our age. The quote-unquote past 2 years, I feel like the time I've been moving around population in the north has been 2 years, have ushered in a new era of growth and urbanization in this territory. These are the best of times. Okay, we've got ourselves a city in the steppes. Very cool. And we've got a lot of buildings to look at here. I've already looked at the tribesman buildings in a previous episode, but let's take a look at the... Oh, is it? It's wintertime still. In terms of buildings, we still have the fort that stayed here, so that's good. Other than that, I guess we can't build a shipyard because there's no ocean here, so that's fair enough. Or major river, I guess. Libraries appear to work the same as they do in Invictus, so that's good. Tax offices, this looks pretty familiar. Grand theaters, these, oh wow, just a flat +2 assimilation speed. I think that might be in the base game as well, but we need an invention for that. I think that invention's pretty far down. The forum, we can build with just money. That's actually quite good. Assimilation speed +10%, and conversion speed as well. Extra civ level. Granary looks to be about what I would expect. Citizen district, this is a new one. Increases our citizen desire ratio by 10%. Wow, that's a lot. It's only 77 gold as well. That's actually really cheap for a city building. N +2 pop capacity. This is sort of a combination of forum and aqueduct. Interesting. Earthworks is what I remember from the base game. Reduces pop capacity, extra fort bonuses, and attrition and whatnot. This needs an invention. Foundry, this is what I remember as well. This is similar to the Invictus foundries that give you extra resource production. So that can be pretty good. Also, we're producing step horses in the city. I guess I don't know what I would have expected, but this is pretty much on point. Academy, again, 3 per territory like in the base game and Invictus. This will be pretty good. Let's see here. Citizen and noble output. Okay. I think it gave noble happiness in the base game. I don't remember what Invictus did, but this is actually pretty handy. Once we're an empire, these will definitely supercharge our cities where we have cities, which won't be in very many places probably. But 77 for Academy, that's pretty cheap as well. Mill, okay, so this is good for if you have a lot of slaves in your city. Alright. Shrine, okay, this is new. Pop conversion speed 10%. Okay, this is your citizen and noble happiness building. Okay, so they've split it up between output and happiness. I guess that makes sense. Court of Law works how you'd expect. Increases citizen happiness, a local civilization level +4%. That's pretty good, and increased provincial loyalty. Aqueduct does what you think, increases population, capacity, and growth. Freeman District, okay, so this is like the citizen district. Basically, it looks like it's just the equivalent for desired ratio for Freeman. Port does what you think. We can't build them because there's no location for port here. Conscription camp, interesting. Wow, 15% manpower? We can have 3 in every territory. I think that Longcheng needs to have 3 conscription camps because that's a lot of extra manpower from Longcheng's population. Longcheng's producing 3 manpower just by itself, which is quite a bit if you look at our total manpower. Given that most of, like, Longcheng, like, let's think about this for a minute, right? So 3 out of 47, what is that? It's, you know, it's something like, what's a good number here? Let's see. It's a pretty large amount fraction-wise, and Longcheng is not... Longcheng's sort of punching above its weight in terms of the amount of manpower it's providing out of the total amount of manpower we're getting from everywhere. So a conscription camp here could certainly help, plus extra starting experience and sim level is pretty good. Commercial district, okay, this looks pretty good. That could certainly be quite strong. Let's see, Great Temple requires an invention. State religion happens 10%, that's quite good. Everyone here is going to be our same religion. Tavern, okay. Freemen and slaves like this, alright. Farmer's market, extra food stuff. Monthly food consumption increase. That's in green, but that sounds like a bad modifier. So we consume, do we consume 0.40 more food? Because food's a resource we want to consume less of, right? I don't exactly know how to read this particular tooltip. Maybe this is not meant to be green, or this modifier works in a different way than I think. Food consumption is something you want to reduce, so I don't know what to make of that. Noble District does what you think it does. Only increases it by 5%, not 10%. I guess that's fair. and slave trader increases your slave desired ratio by 15%. I'm noticing a distinct lack of tribesmen modifying buildings in the city building rogues gallery here. So I guess that's fair. We're not going to really see a lot of tribesmen bonuses in the cities. That's sensible, but this means that we're probably not going to want to have a lot of cities until we're no longer a tribe, as then we're going to focus on mass converting all of our tribesmen into probably freemen for more manpower, or citizens for that matter, but definitely more so freemen. Whatever the case, we're still trading for value from all these things, which I think makes sense. Okay, I think with all that being done, I guess the question is, do we want to... We don't have enough money to set up the Huji thing down here. Is it worth waiting and actually getting the money to move people into those spots to get Conquer Huji? I think probably yes, if anything, because it may increase the chance that when we finish the mission, a matter of Jiyu mission is available, because that's not something that we can guarantee. But if we're bordering Jiyu, I guess we are technically bordering Jiyu here, because Jiyu includes this uncolonizable land. It increases the chance that we're going to get that mission when we finish this mission. So it is probably worth moving people over here. The problem is this is a trillion miles away from any of our actual like native population. Like, is there any Xiongnu anywhere? I guess there's a couple Xiongnu around here. Maybe it's not so far away after all. What are we dealing with over here? We got 3. Yeah, this is brutal. I want to move people into Huji directly, I think. So I think step 1 is to move people out of Huji. Well, okay, no, hold on, let me back up. Step 1 is to get down to 3 non-Xiongnu in Huji, so then, because we need 8. And so then 5 and 3 is a majority. That's the best majority we're going to get with the least amount of expenditure. So I need to reduce Huji's population to 3 non-Xiongnu first. Let's move some people into South Jinshan. We can do this now, I guess. From Huji, we'll move the slave, and we'll move one of the tribesmen. All right, so now we're down to 3. So what we need to do is move 5 Xiongnu into Huji once we have the money for it. I guess I could start doing that now, but I think we want to wait a little bit. I guess I might actually cancel the fort building. Like, this seems a little extra, but I could cancel the fort building, get a refund on the cost of the fort, and then I have enough money to colonize these 2 spots and complete the mission right now. I think I kind of want to do that before I unpause and start my peacetime. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I will rebuild or restart the fort building over here, but I think this matters more right now than having the fort be finished a little sooner, especially because we're not going to go to war, or at least we're not going to start a war for a couple years. We'll have plenty of time to build back money, build a fort here. I mean, this is not an area that I'm super concerned about, so now that we have some more money, let's try this time to successfully select the right population to move over. It's real hard being a tribal warlord, let me tell you. It's just constant tomfoolery all the time. Okay, into Tolbo I need to move a total of 5 movable pops, so the Xiongnu who lives here needs to stay here, or I need to replace them, but that's more expensive. Let me find 5 Xiongnu to move over here that are not going to depopulate. Everyone's in one population spot, right? So let's see here. 1. Oh, here we go, from South Zhihai. Oh yeah, this is from when I colonized that earlier. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're at 6, so I can move 5 over. I can move the 5 over into... Oh, I gotta move them over these 2 spots here, I think. Shoot, that's gonna be expensive, but it's gotta happen. I gotta move them through this province first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh, it's expensive, but I gotta do it. Where are they at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move them over from South Jinshan. 2, 4, 5. Here we go. All right. Colonize here first. And then move all of them back over here. 1. Oh no, I need to move them. Shoot, I need to move them elsewhere. I'm not gonna have enough money even still. I might have enough. No, I definitely won't have enough. Well, I won't have enough. Can I cancel another building somewhere? Is that possible? I don't think so. Shoot. Yeah, my earlier brain fog moment, I did have COVID before, so maybe that's what's going on. When I just moved population around for no good reason, it might actually cost me finishing the mission right now. Or I could destroy a building somewhere to make some money. I think it is worth my time to do that. I think I might destroy the Council of Elders. Yeah, sure, this is a good building, but this is the world's least important tile to have a tribal settlement building, so yeah, that's gonna go. When I'm a super ultra rich, you know, step empire, master of the universe guy in the late game, I can build those buildings everywhere. But for now, it's gonna be put to a good use. We're gonna move population over. Let's move them into West Langshan. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that all of them? I literally had enough before. What's the issue? Oh, I need to move non-Xiongnu in here now. Right, okay. I need to move 2 non-Xiongnu. 1, 2, there we go, okay. Oh my goodness, alright, holy moly, alright. That is that. Xiongnu. The name expands. At what cost? I mean, I'll tell you how much cost it was. It was a lot of cost. Okay. Conquer Huji, this is done. 5 Xiongnu freemen in West Langshan. Where is that? Ah, yes. They will be put to great use over here in the steppes. I don't know if my game is lagging on the video, by the way, but it's lagging as I play it. I'm not sure why it's lagging. The game's paused, but all sorts of technical problems today. I don't know what to make of it. All right, Conquer Huji. That is done. We've got ourselves a very crowded steppe here. Let's try with the rest of our money to just move people out so they're not all starving to death immediately. Please, God. All right. The freemen will have to stay there because you can't move freemen in the way you can move tribesmen or slaves. Let's just move as many as we can out of here. West Langshan. We have enough to get it within not starving. That remains to be seen. West Langshan, where are you at? West Langshan. Ooh, we have... Next, on the monthly tick, we'll have enough to keep it from starving. Or keep it from depopulating. Or not depopulating, keep it from having over the population. Whatever the case, we can now finally, after half the episode, finish the mission, The Matter of Mobei. There it is. Okay. I'm noticing a bit of a problem with my mission selections. The Matter of Mobei is a mission we can complete. What is this? Okay, now I really am losing it. What am I looking at, folks? The Matter of Mobei. I completed it. I finished it. What is this? Maybe this is the rest of Mobei? Because there is more Mobei. I guess that's fine, if that's what that's about. I mean, if it's just the provinces I already... I mean, to be fair, there are, like, more provinces in Mobei that I don't fully control yet, so maybe that's what's going on? I guess I'll do this, because the other one, the Pearl of Mobei... I should note that the Pearl of Mobei mission, unless it's been changed in the mod, this is a very tribe-unfriendly mission that you can get, or mission tree that you can get with these mission tree selections, because Pearl of Region or whatever tends to require you to found lots of cities, increase civ level, stuff that, especially a migratory tribe just isn't in a position to do. So Matter of Mobei is going to have to be what we pick. I guess we'll see what happens with this. If it just requires me to own all the same stuff that I already own, I'll just get a bunch of bonuses for free, which is not the worst thing ever. So Xiongnu must quote-unquote grow her interests. Let's see what we get here. We're going to lose that bonus from having a respectable olive branch. I guess that's fine. Okay. It is picking spots that are not currently controlled by me. Okay, I'll give the game/mod some credit. It has actually... I think what's going on is it's picked all the other provinces in Mobei that I didn't get, quote-unquote, get from the first mission tree. This is just the rest of them. So I guess that's fine. Yeah. This is stuff that Ueshi controls. This is stuff over in the the east. I guess we'll consult the clan council. I guess in fairness, one thing that this does do is this actually gives me a claim on... I guess I already have a claim on them, but this gives me another claim on Yueji, so I guess that's not the worst thing ever. Also, where else do I get claims on? Let's double check this. Trans Baikal, which is this one over here that Guyan, since this will give us a claim on Guyan. That's good. And Yinshan North, which is... where? Yinshan North. Oh, it's over here. This is the entirely uncolonized one. Yeah, so the claim on Yinshan North won't do anything because I just need to take this through colonization. But at least it's like, you know, a start. So we'll get that going. February 8th, 462 is when we'll check back on that. And with that, I guess we'll go ahead and resume. Speed this up a little bit. Wow, what a start to this episode. Guyan's being sacked by the Horde. Very fun. Let's check and see our manpower. Okay, 6.5, that's a bit better. I would have hoped it would go even higher, but I guess at the moment, this is quite good for 11 years into the game. Yeah, happy with that. Over here in Longcheng, people are not happy at all, but they are the capital province. They'll just have to deal with it. I'm not going to care too much about their happiness because they are permanently happy, or permanently loyal as a province. Right. What was I doing? I was going to look at my administrator. Let me unpause as well while we're waiting around. Province-wise, loyalty. Oh, hello. People want to trade with my furs. Hold on, is Qin wanting it? No, other people do. I'll trade with other people, that's fine. If Qin once deals with me, they get first dibs because I'm trying to keep them from destroying me. So that is factually accurate. How do you feel about me, Qin? Not great. Spread of ideas. Oh, Chu is spreading ideas to me. All right. Hopefully Qin isn't bothered by that. They're a major power. Yeah. I guess that adds up. They have a lot of territories. Oh my gosh. Look at this. All right. Barbarians. All right, so we've seen this before. This is actually the same horde that we paid off, I think. Would they leave? They would not leave. Oh, they would leave if we paid them this much. But I won't pay them that much. And they also aren't going to siege anything because they have under 500. So I actually don't care. They're going to suffer attrition because they're in the steppes or the taiga. I guess they could come to Longcheng, but then they couldn't siege it, so... This essentially can't do anything, so I guess that's fine. Also, let's finish moving people out of West Langshan as well, so there's no problems there. West Langshan, just so I'm not concerned about that. There we go, that's better. Okay, so far so good. Wei wants steppe horses. I definitely have enough of those, so you are welcome to have some of those. Okay, things are going pretty good here. I could move slaves around, but I actually want to save my money now because I want to restart that building project to build a fort in South Xinjiang eventually. Let's enjoy the the fruits of our labor here a little bit. I guess I could attack Guyan next, but no, I shouldn't get distracted. Wusun should be next. And Guyan gives me not only different culture, but different culture group. They've got Hu culture group. So this is extra difficult territory to maintain control over. Definitely not the thing that I need when getting the Yueshi War worked out is a priority. Also, one thing I could do as well is this is actually Xiongnu population. Each of these unsettled spots is a Xiongnu population. So it would be expensive, but it would actually technically increase my manpower to add these Xiongnu tribesmen into my nation, but it would be expensive to organize the colonization of these two deserts here, this kind of desert passageway. So where do I have population around here? Okay, here they are. I found them. I would need to move them all into Long Leshui. Unfortunately, the impassable doesn't count as like water, so I have to do it one by one. So this will take a while, but this is probably a good use of money just to complete this and add these Xiongnu pops to my nation. Over here, these guys are Yueshi and the wrong religion, so I don't actually really want to incorporate this stuff right now. This is something I can do later on. So I guess we should just get to work on this. Move population from... I guess we just look for it like this. Xiongnu. Okay, from Fuyangju. Just start moving them over. 3. Okay, we've got... It might be actually better... Let's see here. I should have been moving them to Juaye, because there's already 2 people here, as opposed to just 1. Oh well. Micro mistakes. They are happening in this episode at an alarming rate. Speaking of things happening at an alarming rate, Qin is doing very well. They're at war with Ba. We should pay close attention to... Here's Ba down here. A very decisive war. Who could win this one? I wonder. We should pay close attention to what Qin is up to. Let's actually add them to my outlier, so we can... Oh, a minor addendum. Willerodi Huyan has suggested a small addendum to an often referenced law pertaining to the rights of the common folk. It should only be a small effort to push this through the clan council. Ooh. I am trying to get my PI high enough to switch my stance, but 6 stability is very, very good. This is a pretty good trade-off, so let's go ahead and grab that. Increase the happiness, which will increase our output. Having our stability be this low is affecting our manpower max, so that is good to switch. Or good to address, I should really say. So a small investment couldn't hurt. Alright, we're just gonna have to just wait a bit longer for our stance change. But yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on Qin here. I'm not really realistically scared Qin will declare war on me, because I don't think Qin has a reason to try to take this land. But because they hate me so much, and because they're very, very powerful, I am nervous about this. I guess we'll have to see what ends up happening with that. Yeah, this barb stack is just gonna die to attrition in the steppes over the months. Sucks to suck. Alright, let's go back over here. It pops over. Over here there's so many Xiongnu, I don't need to worry about having it be a mix of Xiongnu and non-Xiongnu. I'll just move everyone Xiongnu style. Alright, there's one more. I'm gonna need 3 more, so I'm gonna need 15 gold to do the last bit here. It's gonna take a moment, but we are working on it as fast as we can. Perhaps building the fort up here may have been a little premature, but, you know, decisions were made. We are where we are. We just gotta live with it. Okay, Yueshi is fighting Shanma at the moment, so they're likely to full annex Shanma, unless Shanma pulls out a surprise win. Shanma has been pulling out surprise armies from the mountains in their past wars with Yueshi, so we'll see if they do that again. I'm not seeing the Yueshi army around here, so maybe things are stable down there. Yes, Yueshi and Dongqiemi, they're in the war together. Did Yueshi break their alliance with... oh no, they're not allied with the other folks, it's just with Dongqiemi. Meanwhile, let's see what else is going on in the world. Maria is invading Kalingana. Alright. Oh my gosh. Oof. Alright. Dare I look? Ooh, okay, I'm glad I'm not playing over here. Look at this. Cursed Macedonian ascent happening in Anatolia. Oh my gosh. Macedonia, how did you get this? How did this even happen? Questions upon questions. Big Pontus, love that. Lysimakids in Anatolia? That can't be the case. What else is happening over here? Oh, Messenia has taken over Sparta. Okay. That is an interesting narrative scenario, but okay, I don't know what happened to Sparta, but the Helots have taken over. How's Athens doing? Athens is still here. Okay, that's at least something. Yep. Yep. And then over here, everything's basically how it always is. How is Monopia is still here. Okay. Good to see that at least is the same. Alright, that is enough looking at the world for me. Let's come back over to our steps where we are comfortable and things are familiar. Interesting, okay, so I actually don't see this particular graphic very often because this is the, we have them starred in the outlier. Whenever Qin's not at war with someone, we need to be a little bit concerned. Oh my gosh, this is raising real fast as our stability goes up. 7.1k, 12 years in, that's pretty good. Our war chief has died? I think, was this our war chief before? I don't know what happened. Sometimes characters just leave your service. Okay, well, I'll assign this guy to be the war chief. Sounds fine to me. Yeah, I need a good bodyguard. That matters more. So, Zulu Xiongnu is going to be our war chief. No statesmanship at all, so that's not the previous war chief, I assume. That's fine. Tyranny is a little high, but it is going down ever so slowly. You think reducing centralization would also reduce your stability, or impact stability at all, but it does not, thankfully. Clan Council speaks there. It's already been 1 year. Wow, Speed 4 is crazy. All right, so we're going to protect the weak of Mobei, allegedly. We'll see about that. Okay, so no missions that we can complete right away. So into Mobei, we're going to need to get this. Gives us a claim on Fuyangju, which is the one. So if we do this one we get for free. That's 5 free freemen up here. So that's kind of nice. Also, we have enough money, speaking of things happening. What was that transition? Speaking of things happening, world's most generic transition phrase. Let's keep moving people into Longle Shui. We need to move 3 more people. 3 more Xiongnu people, specifically. There we go. We have exactly enough to colonize. Thank you. And then we need to move everyone into Ongon to then reach Toiram, and then we'll control this. So we'll have to just keep making money. Just keep at it. Manpower is definitely replenishing quite well. Our military is fully ready to go again, but we're not exactly ready claim-wise. I do have claims on Yueshi and Guyana. I forgot I already had a Guyana claim, to be honest. Oh, no, wow, okay. The brain fog really is setting in. I just got the Guyana claim from the mission that I just did. So, yeah, okay, we have a Guyana claim. Should we go to war with Guyana? No, we shouldn't. I literally earlier in this recording session, I talked about why I'm not going to go to war with Guyana. I need to literally remember everything that I say to you in this recording session. Wow, I'm losing it. I need to not do these recording sessions after a full day of work. Things are just going off the rails. Okay, yeah, we are going to fight Wusun. We're going to need to get the claim ourselves on Wusun. But actually, you know what? We have 30 PI. This is our chance to switch our stance. We should do that. Do we have 30 PI? I think we do. This is red, but I think we're able to switch this. I think appeasing stance is the best option here to further increase our AE decay. That's the main thing we're waiting on. AE has so much of an effect on diplomacy that of all the different like diplomacy-oriented stances, I think anything that reduces your AE, especially when it's this high, is ultimately the best possible option. So let's do this. Also increases the opinion of those within dip range. Having only one alliance option, only one alliance slot is perfectly fine. I'm not too concerned about that. There we go. Oh, interesting. So every time we do it under the same ruler, the cost of changing increases by 10%, or by some percent, 10 at the moment. That's fine. We're probably not going to go into Mercantile within this guy's lifetime. Probably not. I guess we'll see. This means that we can be a bit more aggressive with aggressive expansion as a resource. So it's pretty good. All right, this will further increase the decrease. That's fun to think about. All right, we got a full annexation down here. Very, very possibly Yueshi declares war on me. I'm not, you know, putting that off as an option, or I'm not like discounting that as an option. Now, one problem I have at the moment is that they completely go past the Dong Junji Mountain Fort. That doesn't block this passageway, and they can move through here. Now, the Longcheng fort does block this passageway, so they can't move past my city. But obviously I don't want them to be sieging Longcheng. Over on this side, Zhihai does fully block it, and they can't get over here because they're not... Wusun's not part of their alliance network. Yeah, so that would not be a problem. So what I need to probably do is start to pay for my forts. It's going to eat away at my income a little bit, but I think this is necessary at the moment. Also, let's continue moving tribesmen over here from Longleshui, rather. Pardon me. I need to move 5 more people, and then we'll be able to do that. Yeah, it is possible Ueshi declares war on me. Should I try to improve relations with them? I don't think so, because they insulted me. That really, really reduces their opinion of me. So I'd have to overcome the insults still being in effect. You can see there, that was a while ago, and they still have minus 42 from that. And that's, I think that's +1 per year. This is a bit more manageable. You know, as my AE goes down, things will get better. 7.5k, pretty good. The higher max also will affect the monthly income of manpower, which is ultimately what I care about the most. Barbs are also dying of attrition in the steppe. Very good. Things are solid. Ueshi name change or name reorientation. Did they colonize something? I don't think so. I think it just I don't know what that was. Unclear. All right. That went down. Why did that go down? I don't know. I just lost quite a bit of manpower max for no apparent reason. Prosperity. Under the guidance of Wooly Roady Huyan, Xiongnu has gone from strength to strength. Some of our advisors are recommending the institution of a new tax in order that the national treasury might share in this prosperous era. I think this is probably fine. Extra 15% tax rate. We don't have a lot of tax coming in at the moment, but we do have a fair bit from tribesmen, so this will have an effect for 5 years. Actually, quite a bit of an effect. I may have understated the effect that that would have. So, yeah, that's probably worthwhile. Okay. I do know that this mod has some instability problems because of the number of tags that are present on the map, but in theory, the number of tags is always decreasing as more and more AIs and myself kill extra tags. So the instability problems in theory should be getting less severe as time goes on. I don't really know. This game tends to get more unstable as you progress further and further into the campaign. Don't know exactly how that works, but also, our really high AE is probably affecting our stability problems a fair bit, so that is good to address as well. Okay. Let's wait a little bit longer for 1st of October, just to do this thing with the money. Okay, we can move 4 more people in here, then we have to wait a couple more months. From Longleshui. We need 1 more person, then we can... we're going to need 10 gold, so we need 5 gold to move the tribesmen, and then 5 gold to do the colonization, and then we'll control these 2 spots. Mario wants livestock. Alright, sounds fine to me. I am very glad that I'm nowhere near Mario. Oh my god, look at this. Holy moly. Sure, a lot of this is like impassable or jungle, but... these are still, like, this is like populous parts. Oh my god. Look at the 32 wet in the jungle. These Indian, like, tiles are crazy. Jungle is a very bad tile for cities, but these folks are just, like, packed in there. Absolutely. Like, these are, like, city after city in this jungle area. Mario's popular. I'm not going to look at that number. I'm not even gonna look at it. I can't bear to look at that number. It's too high, honestly. It's absolutely wild. All right, a pretty low-key episode aside from my mental decline in the episode. But we're just recovering upper manpower, getting things back under control. I will, once I get to 20 PI, start the claim on Wusun for the future. But that's going to not... Even once I get the claim finished, we're not going to go to war with Wusun right away. I guess I could wait. Ah, man, this would be quite a wait. I could technically wait until 470 and chance it that I get a free claim on Wusun from the Tribal Council, the War Council, I mean, in 470. Because I just did one in 460, but that's a 7-year wait. I don't think that's called for. Especially because a 7-year wait, I'd be hitting my manpower max before that point, I think. I guess I could do the Guyan War, but again, for all the reasons I've talked about, that's not a good war to do before the Wusun War. I think I should just bite the bullet and get 20 PI and then get a claim on Wusun manually. I think that's probably what I need to do. Because I need to take out Wusun, get the region split, get control of this stuff down here, and then I can be in a position to fight Yueshi. Let's keep waiting. Probably 2 more months. Well, also, let's finish this now as well into Ongon. Let's see here. There we go. And there we go. Okay, more colonization. Now I can just leave these people here. They're going to be somewhat, well, kind of productive a little bit. I don't have the money to move them around. Sometime in the future, I'll have so much money. I can micromanage all the tribes and pops everywhere if I really, really want to, but it's not called for at the moment. It's not necessary. And, yeah, I think we're fine. Let's just continue. I guess we've been continuing as I was talking there. Yeah. Once we get to 20 PI, I'll start the claim on Wusun. Oh. Also a martial perk. Let's see. Yeah, this naval stuff won't be... Ooh, this is actually quite good. Wait, is that my nation Xiongnu? And is that a permanent modifier? That can't... Is that actually a permanent modifier? Hold on. Can I look at this? That's my nation Xiongnu. Is that a permanent modifier? This is a crazy permanent modifier. -3 max war exhaustion. Oh wait, no, that's max. Hold on. Wait, what? Max war exhaustion? What does this mean? What is maximum war exhaustion? I thought that said -3 war exhaustion. I mean, the war score cost -5% is actually kind of crazy, but -3 maximum war exhaustion. What does that mean? Does that mean we can? Does that mean that we can go up to 23 war exhaustion? I don't know exactly what that means. I mean, honestly, even the -5% war score cost permanently for Xiongnu. No, I'm wrong. Wait, am I wrong? Would this be for the lifetime of the character? How could... There's no way that this could be permanent because this is a character-based perk. But it says that it targets the nation? This is really unclear. I think it might mean that the nation gets the modifier while Jisoo is the leader. This is not clear at all. I think because I don't know exactly what this does, I'm not going to go down that route. This is much more clear what this does. This is 35 months for the nation, 5% discipline, and 1 more marshal for... Who's this? The governor of Liang. That's a bit random. I guess that's fine, though. I'll grab that. Okay. And with that being done, let's also go ahead and get the claim going on Wusun. Okay, fabricate claim on Wusun, province of North Beishan. There we go. That is going to take a little while. Okay, so with that being said, that's going to be it for this episode of the Xiongnu campaign. A bit of a messy episode, but we got everything done in the end. We still have a bit of colonization to get to and more wars in the region. I guess we're not done with Mobei quite yet, but we'll be leaving Mobei to go into the Jiyu province, the Jiyu region, to fight Wusun probably in the next episode. Also, Qin's opinion of us is getting a bit better. They're also now fighting Ran Mang, who is over here, so this should be a pretty straightforward war. Now we're getting some issues here, though. Whatever the case, Qin is staying busy, and their opinion of us is increasing at an appropriate rate. Let's see here. I probably need to improve my relations with them. Well, no, hold on. They're basically at full at the moment. I think I just need to kind of not gain more AE, and that's going to help me out here. But whatever the case, we'll deal with that in the next episode. That's going to be it for this episode of the Xiongnu Campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.